Alpha secure.
That's ready! Engine back!
Standing by. Ready to deploy. Ready to task you. Not ready to deploy. We control 2 objectives. Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Enemy sniper eliminated!
Alright, so I'm hoping you're not expecting any more gameplay like that because that's the best you're gonna get out of me. So yeah, well, I just wanted to give my overall review of this beta, and I mean, sentence, exactly what I expected. Just put it like this, if you like 2019, you'll probably like this game, so that's pretty much what you can go off of for me, as like the best way to describe it. It's very 2019, and take that for what it is to you. To me, it's overwhelmingly negative. But we'll start with the pros of what I did like about this so far. So yeah, let's get into that. Alright, pro number 1, the biggest pro of them all. I think everyone can agree. Well, console players. We finally got a field of view. Yay! Holy shit. It only took, whoa, holy fuck. This was possible in 2016 on Battlefield, by the way. But, yeah, I mean, at least it's finally here. Yeah. That's a pro. Alright, the second one is the gun sounds. Now, specifically your gun sounds. I love the sound design of the M4, especially indoors. It's very echoey, thumpy, bassy. Love it. It sounds really good. I love the sound of the magazines, reloading, and just the reloading sound effects, like bolts pulling back, all that. It sounds real. It sounds good. Overall, yeah, just sounds good. At least your own shit. Now, the other ones we'll go into later. Alright, the third and final pro, I know, that's there's only 3, is the mantling. A very minor new gameplay element, but to me, if, granted, we'll see, but if the maps that we haven't been able to play utilize it, it can be very fun and a good gameplay mechanic that, more experienced players and skillful players will actually use more often, but the one map, it's so funny because it's the best map of the beta, I'd say. I don't remember its name, but, yeah. There's the one wall you can actually use to mantle over, and I like it. It gives you just a better play and just, better combat variety. And, like I said, that skill gap kind of thing. People aren't expecting it. Alright, yeah, and like I said previously, sadly, that's the only pros I can really think of. Everything else, there's a lot more wrong with it than right, in my opinion. So yeah, let's get into it. So first things first is the maps. Overall, they're, just not fun maps. They're very, like I said in the beginning, 2019-esque of, just overall design-wise. Very, big, corner campy. A lot of angles, a lot of hallways to peek around, with the mounting mechanics, the doors, all that. It's the same kind of design of that, and that, style of game design of, more tactical, if you want to say, and just pretty much, in my eyes, it's more pussified. Either way, it's just more, alright, we'll say more boring and just less fun. Like, this isn't Rainbow. This is Call of Duty, the, you know, birthplace of mindless chaos, of just having fun and just shooting everybody. But these maps definitely aren't that what we know and love from the old school perspective of Call of Duty. And yeah, just not liking the maps. Now the sound design, like I said previously about the guns, I like your own sound gun noises, but it seems like everybody else's are very muffled. Now I don't know if this is my fault of my headset or the settings. Every other game sounds good, so I don't see why it would just be only this game with... No, it has to be the sound design of this game, because every other game sounds amazing. You know, within their own right. Either way, it's so weird. Your teammates and your enemies, the gun noise sounds so quiet in terms of what they should actually sound like. And I know this is why, or I know why, is because they want to make your footsteps as loud as humanly possible to cater more to that passive pussified play style. And it's just, it's just the way it is, and it's annoying. And it's just super weird, and like not only that, but like even getting stunned or damaged at all, it weakens your hearing. It seems, you go a little deaf or something. It's super weird, and just I don't understand where all these paid Activision shills came out of nowhere and just said, yeah, this sounds amazing. Like, just because you hear people stomping around doesn't mean it's good sound design overall. Now I get it. And it's mainly from a Warzone perspective, because you could barely hear people in Warzone. But in the multiplayer, you could hear people very clearly, because everyone's a lot more passive. But either way, the sound design overall, to me, is honestly, it feels more like a step backwards to 2019. I feel like 2019 had a more equal, or just at least not as like muted overall sound design as this one. But yeah, just not liking it. Alright, now the third thing I want to mention are these changes, pointless changes that didn't need to happen. At least this one major one to me. And then other ones that needed to be changed that didn't. So, first major change that did not need to happen was the perk system. I do not like this perk system. It is beyond just dumb, and another reason to play super pacified and slower, so you can get your kill streaks and get your perks now, because you have to earn at least your third perk. You normally would have 3, and then you can earn an ultimate perk. But it's super weird so you pick 2 to have at the start, and then you get a third one in the game later on as you earn it, and then you get the ultimate one even further on. And of course the ultimate one, it has Ghost in it, and this is just a weird way to make it more balanced, or at least Ghost more balanced, because obviously they know how powerful it is now, and it's mainly on their end. They kind of put themselves in their own hole with their game design. Ghost has, it's always been useful, at least back in the day, but to me it's never been this strong of a perk to where you had to make it this ultimate thing. I feel like Black Ops 1 perks were arguably the best design or just balance that I can think of, perk 1 had lightweight, flak jacket, scavenger, ghost. Was there another one? When it's at least those 4, there might have been a 5th one. Either way, those 4. So it's like, do you want to resist explosives? Do you want to get more ammo? Or do you want to stay invisible from UAVs? And then do you want to move as fast as possible? I feel like those are all very similarly, equally powerful things, especially back in the day, where I feel like Scavenger over time has kind of gotten weaker as time has gone on, especially because, certain games, Scavenger would give you your lethal attacks back. Some games don't. I don't think this one does, but either way, I feel like Flak Jacket and Ghost are very equal in terms of effectiveness and their own, the way they're supposed to be, kind of thing. And then, lightweight, moving as fast as possible, that's always fun. And then, your second tree was, Sleight of Hand, Warlord, which is 2 perks, and then Steady Aim. Hardened was the first one, but, you know, last one I can think of. Those were all, I would argue that Sleight of Hand was the best perk to go for, and just having one attachment, but I feel like, well, with Warlord, you know, that's very powerful too, having 2 attachments, blah, 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 you know. I know a lot of kids, it's super weird to think of, a lot of kids don't even know, but, you know, never played those games, but, you know, to me, I'm not going to keep going about this, I'm going to keep rambling on, but to me, it just seems like back in the day, they had the perks well balanced, and I think a big reason they was not only just that, but the pro versions offered, you know, more benefits that are, you know, just pretty much another perk, and, you know, just stacked onto it. Either way, just a long way of saying perks are now annoying in this game and don't need to be the way they are now. Just make it back to the original way, or, you know, go back to that kind of well-balanced play style. But yeah. Now, a change that hasn't been made and that needed to be made and won't ever be made now is the mini-map. That was a very wordy way to say it, but I saw that Charlie Intel has put out a tweet saying that, yes, they are never going to change the mini-map back to normal with the red dots appearing as you fire without a suppressor. You know, there's more to that catered to the casual playstyle, passive playstyle, pussified playstyle, whatever you want to call it. Just a stupid thing that most people that gave feedback said, and they're just not going to do it. Too bad, so sad. Just annoying, dumb, yeah. Now, this third change that I don't like, I can't remember verbatim, but I want to say that the slide in 2019, you were able to fire while you slid. If I'm wrong, but I want to say you were able to. You cannot in this game. Either way, the bottom line is you can't in this game, and I don't like it. I don't know why. They made the sliding pointless now because it's slower. It's more restrictive. You don't feel like you can move as much. And then the slide canceling, I never slide canceled before. I just never cared to. I didn't play much Warzone to do it, so it's just like, to me, if you're used to it, it's annoying that they took it out. So either way, I just never seen the point. It seemed like more of a Warzone thing. Either way, yeah, I could see why people are pissed off that it's not in here. But yeah, overall, to me, the nerf of the slide is just a huge, you know, it's just more limitations on skillful players other than the fact that they're good at shooting. You know, there's so many aspects of this game that you can have to make you know, just show off your overall skill at a game. Like how I mentioned the mantle thing, with if they could actually use it with their map design, it could be a useful, you know, skill gap thing. But who knows? We'll see. Overall, slide has been nerfed, and it's not a good change. Now, this other one that's just been the trend in these modern Call of Duties, not to say there hasn't been overpowered things before in the OG Call of Duties, but metas now are just now the norm, and it's just more of, you know, the same mode of MP5s are just going to dominate the maps and feel more powerful than assault rifles at points, and it's just like, you know, it's just this same loop of just overpowered, very specific builds and weapons. And this is why I think the whole gunsmith is such an overrated feature at this point, where you know, at first it was like cool, you can make so many different builds when everyone just makes the exact same build. All these, you know, it's just, alright, what makes me aim down sight as fast as possible and sprint to fire as fast as possible, because at the end of the day, if you're not doing that because of how passive everyone plays and just aims corners, you're going to lose the gunfight no matter how much more damage or whatever your gun does. It won't matter if you can't fire first because of how the game design is now. Just all these weird things that I feel like it'd be a very controversial thing to say, and I actually, now I'm kind of thinking about it, I might make it its own video, is how overrated the gunsmith is. But yeah, either way, metas, you know, it's arguably not even a con, it's just a thing I don't like, and it's whatever. Now a very minor thing, just last thing I can rattle off real quick, it's probably definitely a thing only associated with me, is the UI. The UI has been weird to me in this game, especially like just trying to quickly go through your menus. of editing the gun, going into Gunsmith, and going to your classes and loadouts. Just a weird, very minor thing that it just, I don't know. It's probably just me just nitpicking. It's like I keep mentioning, it's just very minor and it barely changes anything. I don't know. I just remember 2019 being way more refined and just less just annoying and clunky of a UI of just, not just only like going to classes and stuff, but like going to the settings for sensitivity and just, trying to do the field of view, all that. It's just super weird. It feels more like a console UI than a game. It's super weird, but another very minor thing. But yeah, guys, that's my overall opinions on this thing. You have your thoughts, I guess, of what you think I thought. In the comments, tell me how much of a retard I am, tell me how much you agree with me. Either way, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, 2 quick ones. I don't like the bloody screen now when you get damaged, and enemies overall just seem more difficult to see now. Yeah, but overall, guys, it's definitely Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in 2022, and that's just what you're gonna get from this franchise now. So yeah, that's pretty much